Monday is All Saints Day, but at TUMC we always every year take the Sunday right before it on Halloween, or on this case it's on Halloween, to celebrate that day within our church. And so we have a service that is specifically built around it. And what this holiday is really about is remembering those who we've lost over the past year. And loss is a topic that a lot of times in our culture we don't like necessarily talking about. We don't necessarily like engaging with it because it's hard. It's something that we don't necessarily like to think about, but that we will all have to face at some point within our lives. Whether that is losing someone, losing a person, or losing a pet, or whatever that might be. And I think it's important for us to remember that whenever you experience loss, and whenever people around you experience loss, that it does take time to grieve. And it is important for us to be involved in that as much as we can, and that they're comfortable with, as well as to give ourselves and others the patience necessary to understand that individuals are going to be going through a process with that. And I do believe that things like, All Saints Sunday that we do at Timon United Methodist Church really does help with this. That really does allow us to grapple with this. Within my own life, I've had a surprising amount of loss up to this point. It's something that I do think about. I've had two friends die, before I was 25, as well as two grandparents, a pet, and each one of those losses has had tremendous impact within my own life, and it took time to get over that and get through that. It was a real process in each and every single case. But there are things that can come out of it. In my own specific story, the reason why I decided to pursue ministry was because of loss. When I was a senior in high school, one of my best friends growing up, he was in my tight-knit group of friends. He had cancer, and it had ended up metastasizing and moved to his brain. And it was very, very, very sudden. He was fine one week, and the next he was on his deathbed. And it hit me. It hit me really hard. And at the time, he was a year older than me, so he had actually gone and done his freshman year of college. And he was going into ministry himself. And it was during his funeral that I felt the call to go into ministry. It was a difficult experience. It is something that even today I don't necessarily like talking a lot about it, because it does bring back, kind of a little bit of those emotions and everything. But it still is something that a positive thing has flown out from it. I would not be here today doing what I'm doing if this had not happened. And of course, the question then becomes, would you trade that out? Would you want that to necessarily happen? And well, I think that's kind of complicated in many ways. The point is it did, and I'm not here to think whether, I should want my friend to still be here or not. That's not the hand that has been dealt to me. And I mean, of course I do, but, I would not be the same person I am today. So, it's difficult to really say. But I wanted to share that all with you because I do believe you are going through any kind of loss, any kind of grieving. Understand that others out there have experienced the same thing. Allow them to come into your life and comfort you and support you during that time. And keep in mind that good things can come out of that. Not always. I'm not going to say it always, but things can come out of it that are positive. And just keep that in mind at this time.